You were never alone. It doesn't matter how safe you think your house is. It doesn't matter how many locks are on your doors, and it doesn't matter how long you've lived there. Because sometimes, the thing watching you was never outside. On the 16th of April, 2023, just after midnight, a man named Jacob was jolted awake by a loud noise echoing through his home. At first, he thought he'd been dreaming, but when the sound came again, heavier, closer, he knew he was awake. The noise wasn't coming from downstairs. It was coming from the room next to his bedroom, the room where he kept the clown doll. The doll once belonged to Jacob's grandmother. After she passed away, he inherited her old house along with a handful of belongings, including the clown she had always kept locked away. From the moment Jacob brought the doll home, something felt wrong. The house felt colder at night, the silence felt thicker, and the doll's eyes always seemed to follow him. Because of that, Jacob locked it in a separate room and avoided going near it. But that night, as he sat up in bed, he heard another bang, followed by the sound of something scraping across the floor. His heart started racing. With shaking hands, Jacob grabbed his phone and began recording. He stepped slowly into the hallway. Suddenly, a loud crash came from downstairs. He leaned over the railing and stared into the darkness below. Nothing. Then he heard footsteps, slow, heavy, climbing the stairs toward him. But when he focused his eyes, there was no one there. No shadow, no movement. Just empty air. Then he heard a faint creak behind him. Jacob turned around. The door to the clown room was slowly opening by itself. Inside, the doll's head, which had been facing the wall earlier, was now turned toward the doorway. Toward him. Its painted smile looked wider in the dim hallway light. Jacob ended the video instantly and locked himself inside his bedroom until morning. He didn't sleep, not even for a minute. By sunrise, he was certain of one thing. The doll was not normal. Terrified something worse might happen, Jacob decided to move it to the basement. He placed it against the wall and set up a security camera directly in front of it. If anything moved, he would know immediately. For several nights, nothing happened. Then one evening, his phone vibrated, motion detected in the basement. When he opened the live feed, the camera was slowly swaying side to side. At first, he wasn't worried. It was sitting on top of a heater that turned on automatically. But as he kept watching, the clown's arm lifted. Just slightly, then pop. The basement light exploded, plunging the room into complete darkness. Seconds later, a low whisper echoed through the feed. The words couldn't be understood. Jacob never went back down there. The clown remains locked in the basement to this day, and Jacob has never posted another update. The next videos come from a man whose apartment is filled with religious items. Bibles stacked on shelves, crosses above every doorway, prayers taped to the walls. But he didn't surround himself with religion out of devotion. He did it out of fear. He claims everything began after visiting his father's grave. From that night on, he felt like something followed him home. Not something he could see, but something he could feel. Watching him. One afternoon, while taking a nap, a loud noise woke him up. He grabbed his phone and recorded what he saw. In the kitchen, utensils were swinging violently, as if a powerful gust of wind had passed through. But all the windows were closed. Days later, he posted another video. As he prayed and demanded whatever was in his home to leave, a single piano key suddenly pressed down on its own. The sound echoed through the apartment. He ran from the room in panic. A few nights later, around 3 a.m, he and his girlfriend woke to loud crashing noises. Wind chimes were shaking wildly. The kitchen looked completely trashed. His girlfriend became sick minutes later. Then, days after that, something even worse happened. While recording, the sound of heavy footsteps suddenly rushed straight toward him. Before he could react, he was struck by something invisible. The video ended. he still lives there. And according to him, whatever followed him home never left. In January 2023, a woman named Nancy noticed something strange on her baby monitor. Glowing ball of light floated near her son's toys. It moved unnaturally, stopping, turning, reacting. She watched it for more than 5 minutes. When she entered the room, she couldn't see anything with her own eyes, but on her phone screen, the orb was still there. She raised her hand and softly asked it to touch her. The orb instantly darted away. Minutes later, it vanished completely. It never appeared again. Nancy believes it may have been the spirit of a child. Others believe it was something pretending to be one. In Poland, a man living alone began experiencing strange activity whenever his roommates were gone. Faucets turned on by themselves, lights shut off moments after being turned on. One night, loud banging came from outside his bedroom door. When he opened it, the hallway was empty, but the kitchen looked completely destroyed. He ran back into his room and stopped recording. No updates were ever posted again. And finally, during a late-night live stream around 5 in the morning, 2 friends heard noises coming from their kitchen. The refrigerator door slowly opened on its own. Moments later, a chair slid several feet across the floor. The live stream ended immediately. No explanation was ever given, because sometimes, when something realizes you can see it, it doesn't hide anymore. And sometimes, the scariest part isn't what the camera captures. It's what happens after you turn it off. If you're still here, comment "still here." And if you want more real stories, real encounters, and footage that makes you question what's hiding in the dark, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Because tonight, when your house goes quiet, you might realize you are never alone.